You messed up because you didn't give Carson Wentz time. He is going to prove to you that he has the ability to take the Colts to a possible AFC championship berth. Make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have a lot of content going through right now. I think there's 22 video episodes on this channel, and then there's a bunch on our podcast platforms as well. That down in the description too. So you're getting your swigs of water in. Let's get right into it, talking some debates. But that bodes the question, Nick: are we underappreciating Ohtani's greatness? And the options are: he's incredible. Absolutely, we are. He's amazing, but properly rated, so we're seeing him as we should. Or are you just not buying the hype? With 2 minutes on the clock, what are you giving me on Shohei Ohtani? You talk about a very long time. You talk about longevity. I think that I'm going to give it to Johnny Juzang. Now, you're right. The Chiefs are only getting better, but so are the other teams in the AFC. And that's what's so scary. The fact that now teams can watch that Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Kansas City Chiefs Super Bowl and say, wow, we can expose the Chiefs. We know how to beat the Chiefs, because it seemed like no one could with regular season tape. Now you have Super Bowl tape of the Chiefs being thwarted on the offensive side. I'm going to say no. I'm going to say it's either going to the Bills or going to the Titans, because I don't think the Chiefs have to really prove anything during the regular season. If they put up a 13-3, or now 14-3 because 17 weeks, if they put up a 14-3 regular season, but then the Bills counter with the 15-2 regular season, I don't think anyone in Kansas City is losing sleep. They know it and they have knowledge of it, and they have a good play-by-play commentator. Really doesn't matter. I mean, I saw Aqib Talib in what looked like the worst designer suit I've ever seen as a color commentator, and he was not good. But after
KU.
But after a while, it kind of grew on me. Like, he knows what he's talking about. At least he knows what he's talking about. Tony Romo, much of the same. We'll see. Peyton, Eli don't have the easiest personalities to follow. Peyton's voice is a little nasally. I don't know. We'll see. I think that it's good because you bring names to the booth, which brings names to the game. So you can advertise it, put it out there. When it comes to Monday Night Football, it's fun. You know, I'm going Paul George. Is Chris Paul already a Hall of Famer? In my opinion, yes. I don't think he needs the championship. Is Paul George already a Hall of Famer? Nope. I know you're shaking your head too. Paul George is not a Hall of Famer. I'm not saying give him a couple more years, give him a couple more great seasons. He can't prove himself to be worthy of that category. But Paul George has struggled mightily in the playoffs. They named him Playoff P for the reason that he struggles in the playoffs. And right now he's having a great playoff run, and it can't stop. If it does stop, who are they going to blame? Most likely either Kawhi because of his injury, or if Kawhi comes back and struggles, or Paul George for not leading that team. There's always going to be blame put on a guy like Paul George or Kawhi Leonard or guys like that because they're in the upper echelon of the league. And Paul George has shown religiously that he struggles in the playoffs in his career. So now he's in a position where he has a chance to win a championship on a team that should every single year contend for a championship. Chris Paul is in a situation, in my opinion, where it's win-win. If he goes to the finals and wins the whole thing, great for Chris Paul. He made a finals, he might win the whole thing. If he loses, he took a Suns team that has had zero success over the past couple of years with Booker and Ayton as a tandem. He turned this tandem into a trio and brought them this far. And Chris Paul is already a Hall of Famer. I don't even think he needs a championship. I think Chris Paul wants it really bad, but who needs it more? It's Paul George for his resume and for his reputation. I have to go PG-13 in this situation, but this Suns team is legit. They have every single piece needed for a championship-worthy team. They have a facilitator, they have a scorer with swag, and they have a premier center. And I think that Ayton is going to become an all-star in the next couple of years. And that's the piece the Suns were missing. And who made him better? A la Chris Paul. And that's how great that he's been. And I think he continues it if it's against the Clippers. I think the Jazz match up way too well with the Suns because of their defensive prowess and a guy like Jordan Clarkson off the bench. So for Nick Zelaya, I'm Cameron Ezeir. You don't have to wait much longer to hear our voices again. We'll catch you next time.
You got to really pay attention, I think, great friends, Padre fans, over the next few days, what happens. Cameron, if you could put up on the screen for everybody the standings as to where we are. And here goes. Walk us through this if you don't mind.
Yeah, so over this past stretch to start the second half of the season, it's gone the positive way for the Padres. So they came into the All-Star break 6 games back. The Dodgers were 2 games back of the Giants. The Giants lost 2 of 3 to St. Louis in the last 3 games. They sit at 58-34 at the top of the division, of course. The Dodgers did much of the same against Colorado. They're 58-36, 1 game back of the Giants. And the Padres slowly eking toward the Dodgers and the Giants, 55-41, 5 games back of the Giants, 4 games back of the Dodgers. The Padres have a game in Atlanta, but the most pivotal series in all of Major League Baseball right now, when it has to do with the Padres, is that the fact that the Dodgers and the Giants are playing in a 3-game set. And Bernard said something. He's like, dude, you can't name yourself. Let us do that. You're right. So I'm going to let the YouTube chat, let everyone give me my personalized nickname. I can't be the person that gives myself that nickname. So instead, this is my first thought. Big winner, big loser. We're going to start with the big winner, right? Anyone with a C name that starts with a K. Now, Chris Middleton just put you on the map. I'm talking to you, Christinas, Chris's, Camerons that start with a K. I didn't have any respect for you. Because come on, it starts with a C. Chris Middleton, Khris. What are you doing if you're Chris Middleton's parents? But he just dropped 40 points in the most decisive game of the season. So now, anyone with a C name that actually starts with a K, I'm starting to respect you. From this day on, Chris Middleton just put you on the map. Big loser. The Olympics. When are the Olympics? The Olympics have this advantageous marketing tool called anticipation. Football takes advantage of it. College football does the same. Golf at times. The Olympics are every 4 years. Come on. I don't even know when the Olympics are. They can advertise this thing. That's the point of it. I could not tell you when these athletes are heading out to Tokyo. Couldn't. And it's probably 3-4 weeks away. I don't care. Start advertising it. The big loser of the Olympics, because guess what? I get there's going to be no fans there. To me, it doesn't matter. If I want to watch on TV, I don't even know the national TV schedule. So big winner, anyone with a C name that starts with a K. Big loser, Olympics, because when the heck are you?